Hi guys, welcome to The Heart again. We are sitting at booth 5117, and this is Pam and Jim, and I'm Jacob.
I'm Josh.
And we want to sit with these guys and just have a discussion about what's behind us. Their booth is very interesting. They've got some really cool stuff in it. Before we get there, though, let's kind of get some background information. Like, how long have you guys? Where'd you meet? Like, give us some history here.
Well, we've been here 22 years.
23
Yeah,
it'll be 23 years in December.
23 years in December. Okay. You got married?
Yeah, for
How many years?
for 56.
56 years.
Put them on the spot here.
Really on the spot, wasn't it?
So been married 56 years. Okay, I'm gonna back up in history here. How did you guys meet?
Actually met in an art class in Bowling Green State University.
So you both went to Bowling Green?
Yeah.
What's your degree in?
Mine was in business.
Education.
Okay.
So,
So art class, and that was it, huh?
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
see, you were drawn together in art from the beginning, and you still have all this art behind you.
Art was on my one class for me or two.
Oh, just one
It was-
class.
it was
Or
amazing for me.
she was
Okay.
the art teacher. so-
Okay. So tell me, how did you first start buying and selling things? Like, how did that happen? What's the background on it?
I
That
guess
was
I
you.
started
That was
collecting
you.
Model A Ford stuff, and we went to a lot of
So Model A Ford stuff?
Yeah, Model A Ford.
How old were you when you started that?
In your late 20s.
I guess late 20s, so
Okay.
60 years ago.
60 years ago, Jim started collecting Model
No,
A
not quite.
Ford stuff.
So we went to a lot of auctions and shows, and
Okay.
Pam kind of tagged along and looked at other things. And
Well, what did you like at that time,
Well,
Pam?
unfortunately, I didn't collect anything at that time.
Okay.
And I wish I had, because later on when I started collecting antique Christmas, I'm thinking of all the stuff that I missed.
Oh,
That I
years of stuff
might-
you've passed up.
Yes, that I might have been able to afford then.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about this. So Model A Ford stuff, you're going to shows, you're collecting, you're starting to buy for yourself. How did you get into selling then? So what's the next step? How did that
by
happen?
buying too much.
That happens. Josh and I would say probably more than half of the people, maybe 2/3 of the people that are in this antique center started like you did. They
Yeah.
just started buying and collecting. Their collections kind of outgrew, and you got to get rid of something.
Yeah, they start downsizing.
Okay, so how did you start getting rid of stuff at first? What did you
Well,
sell
that's
at?
more recent in the last couple of years, basically downsizing.
Okay.
We had multiple booths here, now we're down to one, but it's pretty full. So most of it is here. We used to use a little bit of eBay, but we haven't done that in a long time. So
But when we first set up in the antique mall, it was basically things that we liked, and
Things
we
that you
looked for
liked.
paper stuff for ourselves, and then
Yeah.
we would see something that we thought we could put in an antique booth.
Okay.
And so we weren't selling our collectibles then.
So okay, you went from the Model A Ford to you started buying and liking the vintage Christmas and stuff. So let's talk a little bit about why. What's the passion behind that? There's something there.
The artwork.
The
I
artwork.
started
Okay.
collecting Santa postcards with the
Okay.
beautiful artwork from the very early 1900s.
Okay. So
Great
you-
examples of them behind us.
Yeah, and we're going to get
Beautiful.
some footage of that. But let me ask you your favorite ones. Like I'm sure you've got like a 1 or 2 or 10 or something that's like really.
She told me earlier, she said the best ones are at home.
We have a
Yeah.
couple thousand Santa postcards, and I have started bringing some of
probably
them, but
3,000, I think.
so I don't know how to say
Yeah, at
which-
home still.
Yeah,
Okay.
in our collection.
In your collection. What's your favorite one?
I have no idea. How could I ever choose?
It's impossible. You got
Postcards.
3,000. How do you choose just one? That's like having 3,000 kids. Which one's your favorite? Can't
But
do
there
it.
are a lot of known artists that did postcards.
So tell us about so you guys are into the vintage postcards. Belschnickel, right? It's like when they first started. Are they German cards or American cards or tell us some background on some of the cards.
Postcards are basically German.
Mostly German.
Mostly
Yeah,
German,
yeah, and
Okay.
from the very late 1800s to about 1915, I
Yeah,
think.
probably
it was.
the heyday of good postcards was.
That's when the
in
colors were
teens.
vibrant. Now you got a lot of like press cards with 3-dimensional stuff on the front.
embossed,
Some is
yeah.
embossed.
There's
Okay.
a few examples of
Okay.
that.
So our viewers that don't really know much about postcards, and we're talking about really a small group of postcards. I mean, not a small group. Santa Claus or Father Christmas or Belschnickel. Or can you talk a little bit about that whole piece that you're collecting? Just some background. Anything else you would share that our customers would find interesting?
What would you say about Santa postcards? Some of them are Belschnickel looking like. Some of them are just long-robed Santas. Some of them are just the heads. And
Yeah, we try to classify in the collection with a robe versus a Santa suit
Okay.
versus
So these
colors
postcards,
and
now
so forth.
I'm picking up some of what you're saying. So you've got some that are Belschnickel, some that are in red robes, some that are in blue robes, or different
Green
color robes, green robes,
black robes.
black robes. I don't think I've seen
there's
one.
a couple. There's a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
What would be like one of the scarcest finds when you're looking for a Santa Claus postcard?
Would be a
Something
hold
that's
to
really
light one
Hold to
probably.
light.
There are hold to light cards
Patriotic. Hold to light patriotic Santa.
with Santa.
A hold
to light.
What does this mean?
A hold to light is a postcard that is 3 layers, die cut on the top one,
Okay.
a translucent thing in the middle. And when you hold it up to the light, a whole new image appears with little lights or dots.
So hold to light. I was thinking I thought it was going to be a message on there. You actually mean hold it to the light,
Hold
and you're
it
going
to
to
the
see
light.
something
You
else on
see-
the
and they're called hold to light.
hold to light
So
postcards.
If
Okay.
there's a Christmas tree with Santa, then you might see the ornaments light up on the Christmas tree. Or
Wow. Okay.
And good ones of those can go for hundreds of dollars.
Well, especially patriotic Santa.
Okay, so a
Lights.
patriotic Santa hold to light card. What kind of value? I mean, in let's say good condition.
200-300 maybe.
No more than that.
Maybe, depending on
More
the...
than that, I
Okay.
think. Even
But, you
500,
wouldn't find
600.
one
So you
Any
could
less
get it
than
up to
that.
500 and 600,
600,
200 to 300 on a wholesale level.
We wouldn't, but some do.
Right. Well, right. So I mean, just so postcards are. I mean, you think a little postcard can't be worth much money, but our viewers that have no idea about postcards, like you're talking about it like a. First off, postcards range from A to Z. There's thousands of different kinds and styles,
Exactly.
and now we're talking about a really small slice. We're looking at Father Christmas, Santa Claus postcards, and in that you find one that's a hold to light card with patriotic. When you say patriotic, is it Santa Claus wrapped in a flag or something?
It could be,
Could be a
or
flag or his clothing.
banners or
banners or something.
Yeah.
So with like the American patriotic color, and then a hold to light card, they could be worth from a few hundred upwards to the high hundreds, and possibly even a little bit more if it's completely pristine and untouched. I'm assuming. Okay.
Yep, condition is important.
So
Yeah.
the Santa hold to lights would be, various, but mostly I would say you probably could not find one for under $100 at this point. Wouldn't you say that? Yeah, probably not, unless somebody didn't know and you're looking through a bunch of postcards. So.
And she has done that. She's looked through. Oh, here's a hold to light.
Here's a hold to light.
And it's only $2. Oh, we'll buy it.
Well, but
So okay, let's talk about not Santa Claus postcards, but just any hold to light postcard. What kind of value would any hold to light? Is there like a base value that most of those go for?
not as much as Christmas. I think I just put one back in there that was the World's Fair or something, and I probably have maybe $15 or $20.
So
on
not
it.
all
I would
hold to
think
light cards are
30 to
worth
40 might be
hundreds,
that.
but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But because you got Santa collectors.
Yes.
And there are a lot of
And that's a
Christmas-
whole different ballgame when Santa collectors. This is.
Well, you've got patriotic and Santa, so you got
so you're
a
mixing
double.
two categories.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so once we started with the Santa postcards, then we started collecting a few of Easter, Halloween,
Okay.
Valentine's, and I do think we have an Easter hold to light card. I've not seen any in Valentine's. and
Okay.
I've not seen any in Halloween, but that doesn't mean they probably.
So your postcards that are here on display are mostly holiday cards.
Mostly,
the big
mostly.
holidays, and a lot of Santa Claus cards. So we mentioned Belschnickel, we mentioned Father Christmas, and we mentioned Santa Claus. Can you elaborate on what we mean? Because somebody's going to say, what does that mean when you say Belschnickel?
Belschnickel is the history of the word. It's a bastardized German translation into French or vice versa, but essentially means Nicholas in fur. Is the
If that's what
literal
it's actually.
the
So
literal
Nicholas
trans-
in
fur.
Okay.
And it became, but the Germans modified it when they put it into their language as
Okay.
a
As Belschnickel.
Belschnickel.
Okay, well that makes sense. So when people hear that word Belschnickel, most often it's related to the German items that are of that period, right?
Well, it's related almost exclusively to a statue, a figure.
Yes.
And not so much in the postcards image. Those
Yeah,
tend to be
yeah.
more.
Yeah, but like the
Saint
candy
Nicholas.
containers and
Yeah,
the paper
yeah,
maches and the
yeah.
stuff
Exactly,
like that.
yeah.
Those are the true Belschnickel.
Belschnickel.
Most of
Yeah.
the postcards are going to be Father Christmas if in England, or Pierre Noel if French.
Okay.
And then but more of a Santa Claus.
Okay.
Perhaps a very stern looking Santa
Yeah,
Claus.
not all big and fluffy like today,
right.
right?
No,
much
no.
Skinny and mean looking.
skinny and mean looking.
In fact, for a long time, he said that his favorite Santa postcard that we had was Santa had
2 kids.
a switch, and it was 2 kids.
Oh, see, you gotta be good.
A couple more on the naughty list.
One stuffing them into a big bag. Too.
Oh wow, that's so fun.
You would find very few of the Belschnickels on the postcards.
Right.
It's basically the three-dimensional.
Three-dimensionals, yeah. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. So you guys have been, so you started collecting and buying. Tell us, like, how far have you traveled to buy your stuff?
Europe.
Well, Europe, although
We haven't found much
I
there,
think
but
most of the good Christmas stuff, German stuff, is here.
It's in
although
the
it was
States.
made in Germany.
Made in Germany.
Although we don't know
here.
where to look in Germany.
we
in
don't
some
know.
cases.
Yeah.
People find stuff, we just don't know
Yeah.
where to go. But
So you've been to Europe looking for stuff, and then all over the country. I mean, shows, or how do you find shows? Internet
Shows.
kinda
We used to do some eBay type
eBay
thing.
auctions as well, like live auctions.
There
I'm
also
assuming?
is a organization called the Golden Glow of Christmas Past, which is a club of 2,000 or 3,000,
1,000 probably.
2,000 or 3,000 collectors worldwide.
Okay.
Who have conventions here.
Okay,
In the
okay.
States, so we've got some things through.
So you've built this contact list, I'm assuming, where people now probably call you guys and they're like, "Hey, we've got this rare card."
Yeah, sometimes.
Well,
Sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's so fun. Now, talk to us a little bit about the other stuff, because I noticed you got lots of other really good toys.
On the Christmas theme, your ornaments. You have ornaments from a few dollars up to, some of them are just $70, $80.
Right.
Yes, so the ornaments too would be from the late 1800s. I did have one of the earlier ornaments, I think they've sold now, which were just basically round in different sizes called kugels, which I'm sure you're familiar with, in different colors, and certain colors like the amethyst and the bronze are more expensive than just the basic red
Right.
or the green.
So you've got kugels, you've got decorative ornaments. I see, like,
What we call wire wraps, which is a thin wrapped wire net almost around them.
Okay.
Which back when they were made would have been silver, but now they're all darkened,
Okay.
tarnished.
Okay.
But
okay.
so those type of ones are really popular.
Yeah, we'll get some video of some of these over here as
Show
well
some
on
of
here.
these.
So let's flip to the other side and all these toys back here. Was that a combination of collecting, or how
Yeah, I
did you
guess
get to the
because
toys?
of the connection with Model Way Ford and collecting a lot of literature, we picked up toys as we
Okay.
found them, and these are downsizing now. We're starting.
You're starting to sell your personal
Get rid, yes.
collection.
We used to bring maybe only duplicates. Now we're
You're downsizing.
brought in about 20 or 30 today
Okay.
to put on the
So,
shelf.
so this is something really interesting for people out there that are wanting to buy, like, really hard to find stuff. A lot of our dealers in the mall are just like you guys, where they're downsizing their personal collections, and this is an outlet that you can sell stuff at and get a fair price out of it. But you got people from all over the country that come here, and so there's a lot of I want to say love and heart and soul into these booths and
Unique pieces.
yeah.
unique pieces. And when people come in, they see your display, like you guys, top-notch display. Every card is set right, every toy is set right. You make sure that it is displayed well. And I think that goes back to the love and passion and the collecting for all those years,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and at home we have all the non-duplicates that are displayed in
Same way.
showcases or on feather trees
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so awesome.
And I should say about the postcards, we also have them for all different holidays, and we have Valentines that are the three-dimensional Valentine, honeycomb type.
Yep.
So it just sort of went into all of
Went
that.
into everything.
Yep.
But the big collection is the Santa postcard
The Santa
collection
postcards.
and the Christmas ornaments and the feather trees.
Oh yeah. Well, this is what's so exciting with our dealers here at the Antique Center is when you're watching these videos, you're seeing the behind the scenes of who we are as an antique center. It's not just a corporate business here. We're 1,000 different people coming together, selling our stuff here, putting this whole thing together so that when you're out there, and people fly in from all over the world to shop this mall. So if you're watching this and you have not been here yet, we invite you, come and experience this, the Antique Center. You can look online at all kind of stuff, but what you experience walking through this building and through these hallways is something you cannot find anywhere else. Anything else you guys would like to tell our viewers about the Antique Center and your time here? You had 4 booths, now you're down to 1. So anything else you want to share?
No, we've been quite happy. It's worked well. Your place is well managed.
Very well
We've
managed.
been in how many
Many antiques.
booths in different places, and
Yeah.
we always come back to here. So
Well, we're happy about that. Well, that's awesome. Again, if you guys aren't following us yet, subscribe to our channels. We have 2 YouTube channels. The first one is here at the Antique Center at Heart of Ohio Antiques. The second channel is our Burner Brother Antiques at Burner Brother Antiques. The first one, you're going to find more in-depth discussions like this with our dealers, what happens here at the Heart, advertising, promotions, just fun stuff. The second channel is very different. You're going to find behind the scenes with our auction business, with Josh and I out buying and selling, training Lucas how to buy and sell antiques. I mean, we're digging through boxes and going to these things
lot of
and
different
barns.
calls,
He was in a
fun
pig barn a couple weeks ago. So if you haven't watched that channel, it's a different channel. Subscribe to both and come visit the Antique Center. Bless you guys. Appreciate you watching.
thank you.
Thank you.
I got from her, right back to her again.
We'll showcase
That's why we pulled it's just everything's so beautiful there.
Well, everybody's booze. The
I
elders
forgot
do.
completely about that. We could have gone there.
Yeah. It's almost overwhelming. And we went, I went with my neighbor and we walked through. And then about back halfway again, she was really young. So. I probably could have stayed there for 2 more hours just looking at things. So I didn't
Yeah,
miss
come on
stuff.
through. Yep, we are finished up.
Okay.
Go in there and buy something.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
All right, see y'all.
Okay, bye.
So I gotta go look at you guys' stuff.